Ethan Reed never expected his life to shrink into a tiny, quiet world of school runs, part-time carpentry jobs, and bedtime stories. But after losing his wife, his mission became clear: raise his little girl, Lily, with love, honesty, and a peaceful life far away from the shadows of his past. He didn't talk about the past. Not the medals hidden in a worn box. Not the missions that were never recorded. Not the name he once carried in the Special Forces, Ghost Falcon, the man who walked into the impossible and walked out alive. He didn't want that life anymore. But life had a way of surprising you when you least expected it. The hook, a meeting that should have never happened. It all started when a sleek black SUV nearly collided with Ethan's rusty pickup in a crowded school parking lot. He slammed the brakes, Lily squealed, and the SUV swerved. A woman stepped out, tall, composed, painfully elegant. "Are you okay?" "I'm so sorry," she said, voice trembling slightly. Ethan nodded, checking on Lily. "We're good. No harm done." But the woman kept looking at him, really looking, like she wasn't used to people brushing off inconvenience so peacefully. Her name, he later learned, was Ava Sinclair, one of the youngest and most influential tech CEOs in the country. And she had just almost hit the man she would eventually fall in love with. An unexpected connection. Over the next few weeks, they kept running into each other, at school events, charity fairs, even at the local farmers market where Ethan sold handmade furniture. Ava noticed things. How he helped elderly vendors without being asked. How he listened, really listened, when others spoke. How he treated Lily with gentleness and strength balanced perfectly. One day, during a school fundraiser, Ava saw him quietly pay for a struggling mother's supplies when she thought no one was watching. It wasn't just kindness, there was something deeper, something practiced, something disciplined. "Who are you, Ethan Reed?" she found herself wondering. The twist begins. Their connection grew. Slow. Natural. Like two people finally remembering something they didn't know they'd forgotten. Still, Ethan never talked about himself. And Ava, despite being a titan in boardrooms, found herself nervous around this quiet single dad with calloused hands and warm eyes. One evening, as they cleaned up after a school event, Ava finally asked, "Why do you always help everyone? Even when no one sees?" He paused. "Because someone once helped me, when no one else did." It wasn't an answer. But it was enough to make her heart shift. Stormy night, big reveal. The night everything changed, Ava's company faced a cybersecurity breach, massive, dangerous, targeted. She stepped outside the office in tears, her entire world shaking. And standing right there, waiting in the rain, was Ethan. "I heard," he said softly. "I'm taking you home." "How?" she whispered. "I didn't tell." He smiled. "You forget Lily and I live 2 streets away. Word travels fast." But later that night, when Ava's security failed, when a masked intruder broke into her home to steal confidential devices, the truth came out. Ethan moved with terrifying speed, a smooth, controlled precision that no carpenter should possess. He disarmed the intruder in seconds. No hesitation. No fear. Ava froze. "Ethan, what was that?" He sighed. The past he buried was suddenly breathing again. "I used to do things like this," he said quietly. "Things you don't put on a resume." The full revelation. The next morning, Ava confronted him. "Who are you really?" Ethan looked away. A man who walked away from a life that cost too much. She stepped closer. "Special Forces?" He didn't answer with words. Just a slow, haunted nod. Ava felt her heart ache, not from fear, but from understanding. "You saved my life," she whispered. "You saved mine first," he replied. "You and Lily, without even knowing." The emotional climax. Days later, Ava insisted on hiring the best security in the city. But she kept Ethan close, not because she needed protection, but because she finally understood him. One evening, Lily tugged Ava's sleeve and asked, "Do you love my dad?" Ava froze. Ethan almost dropped the bowl he was holding. Then Lily grinned. "It's okay. I think he loves you too." Ethan knelt, voice trembling. "I don't have much to offer, Ava. I'm just trying to be a good dad." Ava cupped his face gently. "You're more than that. You're the bravest man I've ever met, not because of what you did before, but because of who you are now." For Ethan, it was the moment everything softened, the fear, the hesitation, the past. He let himself feel again. The uplifting ending. A few months later, Ethan opened a small workshop, his dream. Ava showed up with Lily, carrying a sign that read, "Reed and Roots Woodcraft, built with strength and heart." And as they hung it together, Ethan realized something. For years he had been hiding from a world that once hurt him. But now, standing beside a woman who saw him, not the soldier, not the legend, not the ghost, but the man. He knew he wasn't hiding anymore. He was living. And for the first time since the darkness of his old life, Ethan Reed felt something he thought he'd lost forever. Hope.